Greetings, inquisitive minds, and welcome back to Vibing Science. Tonight, we embark on a profound journey, guided by the very rhythm of our planet. Imagine a hidden language, spoken not in words, but in the subtle shifting of daylight and darkness. It's a language that orchestrates life itself, from the humble sprout reaching for the sun, to the migrating beast, driven by an ancient internal clock. This is the story of photoperiodism, a testament to how deeply interwoven all life is with the cosmic dance of our Earth around its star. Prepare to unravel this captivating narrative, and, as always, if you find yourself lost in the wonder, please consider liking, sharing, or leaving a comment to let us know you're here. Now, settle in and let the journey begin. From the silent, cosmic ballet of our planet, a profound rhythm dictates life itself. It's a rhythm woven into the very fabric of existence, a silent conductor orchestrating the grand symphony of growth, migration, and transformation across the Earth. This invisible force, often overlooked, yet ever-present, is what we call photoperiodism. Imagine our home, Earth, as a colossal spinning top, tracing an elegant elliptical path around its fiery heart, the sun. This celestial dance isn't merely a journey through space. It's a masterclass in temporal variation. As our planet pirouettes on its tilted axis, the angle at which sunlight graces its surface shifts, day by day, hour by hour. This axial tilt is the maestro behind the changing seasons, and crucially, the architect of a fundamental variable: the length of day and night. Think of a summer day in the northern hemisphere. The sun rises early, painting the sky with hues of dawn for what feels like an eternity, lingering for perhaps 16 hours before gracefully dipping below the horizon, leaving only 8 hours of darkness in its wake. Now, contrast that with the hushed stillness of a winter's day in the same region. Here, the sun might offer its warmth for a mere 8 hours, surrendering the stage to the long, deep embrace of a 16-hour night. This ever-changing ratio of light to dark, this shifting duration of illumination, is what we term the photoperiod. And remember, the Earth's axial tilt means that as summer blossoms in the north, winter's chill descends upon the south, and vice versa, creating a mirrored, opposing seasonality across the globe. But photoperiodism is more than just a measurement of light. It is the deep, physiological response of organisms to this precise length of light, or, perhaps more accurately, the period of unbroken darkness. It's a biological clock, ticking in sync with the universe, found not just in the rustling leaves of a towering oak, but in the intricate dance of a migrating bird, and even in the subtle echoes within our own human physiology. Let's delve into the green heart of our planet first, where photoperiodism was first truly deciphered. For plants, this phenomenon isn't just about passive observation. It's a vital developmental compass. It tells them when to sprout, when to grow, when to flower, and when to prepare for dormancy. They are, in essence, reading the cosmic calendar. In the early 20th century, specifically 1920, two pioneering scientists, W. Garner and H. A. Allard, unveiled their groundbreaking discoveries on photoperiodism. Initially, they believed the critical factor was the length of the daylight period. But as the intricate mechanisms of life slowly yielded their secrets to scientific inquiry, a fascinating twist emerged. It wasn't the duration of light, but rather the uninterrupted stretch of darkness that held the ultimate sway. This revelation shifted our understanding profoundly. Yet the initial terminology, born from that early, understandable misunderstanding, persists. So, we still categorize photoperiodic flowering plants into three main groups: short-day plants, long-day plants, and day-neutral plants, even though it is often the night that truly calls the shots. Consider the intricacies. Many flowering plants, or angiosperms, possess a sophisticated internal timekeeper, a circadian rhythm, that works in concert with specialized photoreceptor proteins. Imagine these proteins as tiny biological light sensors within their cells, constantly monitoring the environment. The most well-known of these are phytochrome and cryptochrome. Together, these molecular sentinels enable plants to precisely gauge the seasonal shifts in night length, the photoperiod, interpreting these signals as profound instructions for their life cycle, particularly for the miraculous act of flowering. Within these categories, there are further nuances. Some plants are what we call obligate photoperiodic plants. For them, the correct night length is an absolute, non-negotiable prerequisite for flowering. Without it, they simply will not bloom. Others are facultative, meaning they are more likely to flower under specific light conditions, but not entirely dependent on them. They possess a certain flexibility in their biological calendar. The phytochrome system itself is a marvel of elegant simplicity and profound impact. It exists in two interconvertible forms, PR and PFR. Think of PR as the inactive state and PFR as the active state. When red light, abundant during the day, strikes the plant, it transforms PR into its active form, PFR. This PFR then acts as a biological switch, stimulating a cascade of vital processes such as germination, the development of branches, or most importantly, flowering. Conversely, in the shade, or as the day fades into twilight, there's a higher proportion of far-red light. This far-red light converts PFR back into its inactive PR form, effectively signaling to the plant that conditions might not be ideal for certain activities, perhaps inhibiting germination if it's too shady. This ingenious system of PFR to PR conversion is how a plant knows when it's day and when it's night. But the story doesn't end there. PFR can also revert back to PR through a process called dark reversion when exposed to long, uninterrupted periods of darkness. And this specific mechanism is critically important for the precise timing of flowering. Experiments have vividly demonstrated this delicate balance. Researchers like Halliday and his team showed that by manipulating the ratio of red to far-red light in a plant like Arabidopsis, they could actually alter its flowering time. They observed that plants exposed to more red light tended to flower later, suggesting that red light, in certain contexts, can actually inhibit flowering. Further elegant experiments confirmed this by strategically interrupting the night. For a short-day plant, a mere few minutes of artificial light in the middle of its required long night is enough to prevent it from flowering. It's as if that brief flash resets its internal clock, telling it that the continuous period of darkness wasn't long enough. Conversely, a long-day plant, which needs a short night, can be induced to flower by exposing it to extra red light in the middle of the night, effectively shortening the perceived dark period. But phytochrome isn't the only player in this intricate dance. Cryptochromes, another fascinating class of photoreceptors, also play a crucial role in photoperiodism. These proteins absorb blue light and UVA radiation, acting as essential components in synchronizing the plant's internal circadian clock with the external light environment. Scientists have discovered that the abundance of both cryptochrome and phytochrome can fluctuate depending on the availability of light and the length of the day, highlighting their combined importance in precisely determining the duration of light and dark. Modern biology now paints a comprehensive picture. It's the beautiful synchronicity, the coincidence of the active forms of these photoreceptors, phytochrome or cryptochrome, generated by daylight, with the innate rhythms of the plant's circadian clock that allows these organisms to accurately measure the length of the night. Beyond the spectacular act of flowering, photoperiodism governs a myriad of other vital processes in plants, from the seasonal growth of stems and roots to the shedding of leaves in preparation for winter. Indeed, our human ingenuity has even harnessed this knowledge, employing artificial lighting to create extra-long days in controlled environments, manipulating growth and blooming cycles for agriculture and horticulture. Let's now categorize these botanical timekeepers. Long-day plants are the optimists of the plant world. They flourish and flower when the night length shrinks below a specific, critical threshold. These are the plants that typically burst into bloom during the late spring or early summer, reveling in the lengthening days. In the Northern Hemisphere, where we currently are in our narrative, the longest day of the year, the summer solstice, arrives around June 21st. After this peak, the days gradually begin to shorten and the nights grow longer, leading us towards the winter solstice around December 21st. The Southern Hemisphere, of course, experiences the inverse. Among the ranks of obligate long-day plants, those that absolutely demand a short night, we find the vibrant carnation, the medicinal henbane, and the ubiquitous oat. Then there are the facultative long-day plants, those that prefer short nights but aren't entirely dependent on them, such as the humble pea, the essential barley, the crisp lettuce, and the globally significant wheat. Conversely, we have the short-day plants, often referred to as long-night plants, and for good reason. These are the plants that flower precisely when the continuous period of darkness exceeds their critical photoperiod. They simply cannot bloom under short nights. Even a brief flicker of artificial light, a few minutes of interruption during their required long night, is enough to halt their floral development. They demand an unbroken continuum of darkness for their internal clocks to trigger the miracle of flowering. Interestingly, natural nighttime light, like the soft glow of moonlight or a fleeting flash of lightning, is generally not bright enough or sustained enough to disrupt this delicate process. Short-day plants typically come into their own as the days grow shorter and the nights lengthen, after approximately September 21st in the Northern Hemisphere, ushering in the beauty of late summer and autumn blooms. The exact duration of this required dark period, this critical night length, can vary significantly between different species and even different varieties of the same species. This photoperiodic influence on flowering isn't just about appearance. It's a fundamental redirection of the plant's energy. It prompts the plant's shoot system to produce precious floral buds instead of merely generating more leaves or lateral buds, channeling its resources into the next generation. Some familiar examples of facultative short-day plants, those that prefer long nights, include the fibrous canaf, the culturally significant marijuana, the fluffy cotton, the staple rice, the resilient sorghum, the nutritious green gram, or mung bean, and the incredibly versatile soybeans. Finally, we arrive at the day-neutral plants. These are the free spirits of the botanical world, unburdened by the specific demands of light and dark periodicity for their flowering. Cucumbers, roses, and tomatoes are classic examples. The intriguing Cannabis ruderalis, often called auto-flowering cannabis, also falls into this category. For these plants, flowering is not triggered by the photoperiod. Instead, they might initiate blooming once they've reached a certain stage of maturity, a particular age, or in response to entirely different environmental cues, such as vernalization, a period of sustained low temperature. The profound influence of photoperiodism, however, extends far beyond the silent, rooted world of plants. It is a fundamental temporal compass for the vast animal kingdom, dictating life-altering decisions and physiological transformations. For many animals, knowing the season of the year, and thus the changing length of the day, is a matter of survival. This deep understanding of temporal shifts underpins a myriad of biological and behavioral changes. Alongside temperature fluctuations, photoperiod acts as a powerful orchestrator, prompting alterations in the color of fur and feathers for camouflage, triggering epic migrations across continents, signaling the onset of hibernation for enduring harsh winters, influencing complex sexual behaviors, and even dictating the resizing of internal organs in preparation for different life stages. Consider the intricate world of insects. Their sensitivity to photoperiod has been traced to specialized photoreceptors nestled within their tiny brains. Photoperiod can exert its influence at various life stages, serving as a critical environmental cue for fundamental physiological processes. Think of diapause, a state of suspended animation, a crucial survival strategy for insects facing adverse conditions. Photoperiod dictates both its induction and its termination. It also triggers seasonal morphs, leading to different physical forms of the same species, depending on the time of year. Take, for instance, the water strider Aquarius paludum. The photoperiodic conditions experienced during their nymphal development have been shown to trigger seasonal changes in their wing frequency, whether they develop wings or remain wingless, and also to induce diapause. Interestingly, the critical day lengths required for determining these two distinct traits can diverge by about an hour, showcasing the fine-tuned precision of this biological response. Another water strider species, Geras buenois, also demonstrates wing polyphonism in response to photoperiod. What's truly fascinating is that the specific critical day lengths can vary even between these relatively closely related species, suggesting that this phenotypic plasticity, the ability to express different traits based on environment, has evolved with exquisite precision. Even the enchanting melodies of birds are deeply intertwined with the rhythm of light and dark. The singing frequency of a male canary, for example, is profoundly dependent on the photoperiod. As spring arrives and the photoperiod increases, signifying longer days, the male canary's testes grow, a surge in androgens follows, and his song frequency intensifies, a vibrant declaration of territory and courtship. Come autumn, as the photoperiod dwindles and days shorten, his testes regress, androgen levels plummet, and his singing frequency dramatically decreases. But it's not just the frequency. The richness and complexity of his song repertoire also follow this seasonal dance. The long days of spring bring a more elaborate and diverse repertoire, while the shorter days of autumn lead to a reduction. These remarkable behavioral changes in male canaries are physically manifested in their brains. As the photoperiod lengthens, key song centers in their brains, such as the high vocal center, HVC, and the robust nucleus of the orchestriatum, RA, actually increase in size. When the photoperiod shrinks, these areas of the brain quite literally regress. It's a breathtaking example of how the external cosmic rhythm can sculpt the very architecture of an animal's brain. And then there are the mammals. For us, and for countless other mammalian species, the length of the day is a critical piece of information. This environmental cue is registered in a specialized region of the brain called the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. The SCN receives direct input from light-sensitive ganglion cells in the retina, cells that are distinct from those involved in vision. This information travels along a dedicated pathway, the retinohypothalamic tract, acting as a direct conduit from the eyes to the brain's master clock. In most species, a crucial hormone, melatonin, is produced by the pineal gland, but only during the hours of darkness. This melatonin production is profoundly influenced by the light input received through the retinohypothalamic tract and by our innate circadian rhythms. This hormonal signal, combined with outputs from the SCN, serves as a comprehensive time of day and time of year messenger to the rest of the body. The duration for which melatonin is secreted acts as the key signal for the perception of the changing seasons. Many mammals, particularly those dwelling in the temperate and polar regions of our world, exhibit an extraordinary degree of seasonality in response to these fluctuating daylight hours. This seasonality manifests in a broad spectrum of behaviors and profound physiological shifts. Think of the deep sleep of hibernation, the awe-inspiring seasonal migrations that span continents, and the dramatic changes in coat color that blend animals seamlessly into their environment. A prime example of this exquisite adaptation to photoperiod is seen in what we call seasonal coat color species. These animals undergo remarkable molting processes, transforming their fur from a dark summer coat to a pristine white in winter, providing crucial camouflage against snowy landscapes, a stunning testament to the power of light to dictate survival. Even in humans, the echoes of photoperiodism resonate, though perhaps more subtly than in a hibernating bear or a migrating bird. It's sometimes suggested that much of human seasonality is an evolutionary remnant, a vestige of our deep past. Yet, intriguing patterns persist. Human birth rates, for example, do vary throughout the year, and the peak month for births appears to shift with latitude, hinting at a lingering connection to the sun's annual journey. While the profound influence of the seasons on human birth rates seems to have largely diminished since the Industrial Revolution, when artificial light began to blur the lines between day and night, these subtle variations remind us of our ancient, intrinsic link to the Earth's silent rhythm. Unless we imagine this cosmic dance is exclusive to plants and animals, the reach of photoperiodism extends even further. It has been beautifully demonstrated in unexpected corners of the biological world. The fascinating fungus Neurospora crassa, the dazzling dinoflagellate Lingulodinium polyedra, and the humble unicellular green alga Chlamydomonas reinhardtii have all been shown to exhibit photoperiodic responses. This underscores a profound truth. The ability to sense and respond to the Earth's changing light cycles is a fundamental, deeply ancient biological imperative, woven into the very fabric of life across diverse forms. The Earth's silent rhythm, the unveiling of photoperiodism's cosmic dance, is a story that continues to unfold, revealing the intricate ways in which life on our planet is perpetually tuned to the grand celestial clock. It's a testament to the elegant complexity of natural selection, a silent symphony played out across countless species, all moving to the beat of the sun and the ever-changing tapestry of light and dark. This understanding deepens our appreciation for the subtle yet profound ways in which the universe, in all its vastness, continues to shape every living thing upon our vibrant blue marble. In the vast, intricate symphony of life on Earth, there's a quiet conductor, an unseen hand guiding the rhythms of growth, bloom, and slumber. This conductor is light itself, or rather, the changing duration of light and darkness across the seasons, a phenomenon we call photoperiodism. Our journey through this intricate dance began with Earth's axial tilt, a subtle lean that crafts the magnificent ebb and flow of day and night lengths as our planet gracefully orbits the sun. From the 16-hour summer days that stretch out like an endless dream to the brief, 8-hour winter light that urges the world to introspection, these daily cycles are more than just a backdrop to life. They're the very clock by which nature keeps time. And it's not just the presence of light, but the length of it, the specific photoperiod that orchestrates the grandest physiological reactions in countless organisms. Imagine, if you will, the bustling laboratory of life. Here, plants, these silent sentinels of our planet, are the most exquisite timekeepers. For decades, scientists have peered into their green hearts, seeking the secrets of their internal calendars. It was in 1920 that W. Garner and H. A. Allard first published their groundbreaking observations, initially believing it was the length of daylight that was paramount. But as so often happens in the relentless pursuit of knowledge, deeper investigation revealed a fascinating twist. It was, in fact, the duration of the night that held the true power, the critical factor in triggering their developmental responses. This initial misunderstanding, however, left its mark on our scientific lexicon. Even today, we categorize flowering plants as long-day or short-day plants, a lingering echo of that early, illuminating era, despite knowing that the dark period is the true maestro. But the botanical world, as always, is far more nuanced. Beyond these two primary categories, a fascinating subdivision exists: the dual-day length plants. These are the long short-day plants, or LSDPs, which patiently await a stretch of long days before transitioning to shorter ones to burst into bloom. And then there are their counterparts, the short long day plants, SLDPs, who require precisely the opposite sequence, a period of short days followed by an increase in light. Each species, each variety, possesses its own unique critical photoperiod, or more precisely, its own critical night length, a precise internal threshold that, once met, unleashes a cascade of biological marvels. At the heart of this botanical time-keeping mechanism lies a sophisticated interplay between an internal biological clock, the circadian rhythm, and specialized photoreceptor proteins. Think of these proteins as the eyes of the plant, constantly monitoring the changing light conditions. Two of the most significant are phytochrome and cryptochrome. Phytochrome is a particularly intriguing molecule, existing in two distinct forms, PR and PFR. You can visualize it as a molecular switch, flipping back and forth depending on the type of light it encounters. Red light, abundant during the day, transforms phytochrome into its active form, PFR. This activated PFR then acts as a potent signal, stimulating a host of vital processes, from the gentle stirrings of germination to the exuberant display of flowering and the intricate branching of stems. Conversely, if a plant finds itself in the shade, it experiences more far-red light, which converts PFR back into its inactive form. This inhibition of PFR then dampens germination, a clever survival mechanism ensuring seeds don't sprout in unfavorable, shadowy conditions where they might struggle to thrive. This elegant system of PFR to PR conversion is how a plant discerns the arrival of day from the embrace of night. But the night holds its own subtle power over phytochrome. During long periods of darkness, PFR undergoes a process known as dark reversion, gently converting back to its inactive PR form. This gradual reversion is a crucial element in a plant's ability to measure the length of the night, a vital metric for timing its flowering. Experiments have beautifully illustrated this delicate balance. Scientists, in their ingenious ways, have demonstrated that even a fleeting pulse of red light in the middle of a plant's dark period can dramatically alter its fate. A short-day plant, one that relies on a long, unbroken night to flower, will simply not bloom if its darkness is interrupted. Conversely, a long-day plant, desperate for shorter nights, can be coaxed into early flowering if exposed to extra red light mid-slumber. It's a testament to the profound influence of even the briefest flicker of light on their deeply ingrained biological clocks. Enter cryptochromes, another fascinating class of photoreceptors. These molecules are attuned to blue light and UVA, and their primary role appears to be in synchronizing the plant's internal circadian clock with the external light environment. It's been discovered that the abundance of both cryptochrome and phytochrome fluctuates with light conditions and day length, highlighting their intertwined roles in allowing plants to accurately gauge the time of day and the passage of seasons. Modern biology now suggests that the plant's remarkable ability to measure night length isn't solely dependent on these photoreceptors, but on a more sophisticated interplay. The coincidence of the active forms of phytochrome or cryptochrome, which are generated during daylight, with the plant's own intrinsic circadian rhythms. This harmonious dance between internal clock and external light signals is what allows a plant to precisely track the hours of darkness. Beyond the spectacular act of flowering, photoperiodism influences a multitude of other vital plant processes. It dictates the strategic growth of stems and roots, ensuring they develop optimally in the appropriate seasons, and even orchestrates the poignant, annual spectacle of leaf loss, preparing deciduous trees for the harsh embrace of winter. This deep understanding has also found practical applications, particularly in agriculture, where artificial lighting can be ingeniously employed to create extra-long days, manipulating plant cycles to induce earlier flowering or extend growing seasons. Now, let's delve deeper into these remarkable botanical categories, starting with the long-day plants. These are the optimists of the plant kingdom, flowering only when the night length shrinks below their critical photoperiod. They are the heralds of late spring and early summer, flourishing as the days lengthen, stretching towards the summer solstice. In the northern hemisphere, this peak occurs around June 21st, after which the days begin to wane and the nights incrementally lengthen, moving towards the winter solstice in December. This seasonal rhythm, of course, is mirrored in the southern hemisphere, but with an opposing schedule. Among the ranks of obligate long-day plants, those that absolutely must experience these shorter nights to bloom, we find the elegant carnation, the potent henbane, and the humble oat. Then there are the facultative long-day plants, a bit more flexible in their requirements, like the familiar pea, the robust barley, crisp lettuce, and the essential wheat. These will prefer the longer days for flowering, but might still manage under other conditions. On the other side of the spectrum are the short-day plants, often also referred to as long-night plants. These are the introverts of the botanical world, blooming only when the night lengths exceed their critical photoperiod. They are utterly intolerant of short nights, and even a fleeting pulse of artificial light, a mere few minutes in the dead of night, can derail their delicate floral development. They crave an unbroken expanse of darkness, a continuous nocturnal embrace, before their buds will unfurl. Fortunately for them, the natural light of the night, the gentle glow of moonlight or the fleeting flash of lightning, is typically too dim or too brief to interrupt their crucial dark period. These short-day plants are the harbingers of summer and autumn, flowering as the days grow progressively shorter and the nights stretch out after September 21st in the Northern Hemisphere. The precise length of the dark period required to trigger their flowering varies significantly, not just between species, but even among different varieties of the same species, showcasing the incredible diversity woven into the fabric of life. Photoperiodism, in these cases, doesn't just coax out flowers. It fundamentally shifts the plant's developmental trajectory, signaling the shoot to produce floral buds rather than simply more leaves or lateral buds. Consider some of these fascinating short-day facultative plants: the resilient kenaf, the intriguing cannabis, the ubiquitous cotton, the staple rice, the versatile sorghum, the nutritious green gram or mung bean, and the globally important soybeans. These are plants whose life cycles are intimately synchronized with the diminishing light of the latter half of the year. And finally, we encounter the day-neutral plants, the independent spirits of the botanical world. These species, such as the refreshing cucumber, the romantic rose, the beloved tomato, and the unique ruderalis variety of cannabis, often called autoflowering, do not base their flowering decisions on the changing photoperiod. Instead, they operate on different internal clocks or respond to alternative environmental cues. They might wait until they reach a certain stage of overall development or age, or they might respond to other stimuli entirely, such as vernalization, a period of sustained low temperatures that signals the arrival of spring and the time to bloom. So, from the intricate molecular switches of phytochrome to the grand seasonal displays of flowering, the plant kingdom offers a profound illustration of how life on Earth is inextricably linked to the celestial rhythm of our planet's journey around the sun. It is a green clock, ticking silently, guiding the very pulse of life itself. We've journeyed deep into the botanical realm, discovering how plants meticulously track the sun's passage and the length of the night. But the universe's grand calendar, orchestrated by the Earth's axial tilt, doesn't just dictate the life cycles of flora. No, its ancient rhythm resonates through the very fabric of existence, extending its profound influence to the animal kingdom, shaping lives in ways both subtle and spectacular. For animals, photoperiodism isn't merely a quaint biological quirk. It is, in essence, their ancient calendar, a fundamental mechanism for survival. Imagine, if you will, the unfolding drama of the seasons, the crisp embrace of autumn, the biting winds of winter, the vibrant bloom of spring, and the long, lazy days of summer. Each transition brings with it a unique set of challenges and opportunities. Changes in food availability, shifts in temperature, the emergence of predators, or the perfect window for reproduction. How does an animal, without a smartphone or a wall calendar, navigate this ever-changing world with such precision? The answer, woven into their very being, lies in the subtle dance of light and darkness. This suite of physiological changes, sometimes simply called seasonality, allows animals to exquisitely synchronize their lives with the rhythms of the planet. Take, for instance, the intricate world of insects. Their sensitivity to photoperiod is profoundly complex, often initiated by photoreceptors nestled deep within their tiny brains. For these creatures, the changing day length isn't just a signal. It's a command, triggering critical physiological processes. Consider the fascinating phenomenon of diapause, a state of suspended animation akin to hibernation, which allows many insects to survive harsh environmental conditions. The induction and termination of this life-saving state are often directly tied to the photoperiod. Think of the elegant water strider, Aquarius paludum. Its nymphal development, the early stages of its life, is deeply affected by the length of the day. As the days shorten, signaling the approach of less hospitable conditions, the photoperiod acts as a biological switch, triggering seasonal changes in wing frequency. Some individuals will develop wings, allowing them to disperse to more favorable habitats, while others may remain flightless. This same subtle shift in light also induces diapause, allowing them to weather the colder months. Intriguingly, the critical day lengths for these two traits, wing development and diapause, can diverge, sometimes by as much as an hour, illustrating the precise and nuanced way photoperiodic signals are interpreted and acted upon. Another species of water strider, Geras buenois, also showcases this incredible wing polyphonism, where different wing forms emerge in response to varying day lengths. Yet, the specific critical day lengths differ between species, a testament to the remarkable evolutionary plasticity of phenotypic responses to photoperiod, even among closely related organisms. Moving from the delicate world of insects to the vibrant realm of birds, we find photoperiodism playing an equally crucial role, particularly in the symphony of sound that defines their lives. The male canary, for example, is a testament to this profound connection. As spring unfurls its long, sun-drenched days, the increasing photoperiod acts as a powerful stimulant, prompting the growth of his testes. This growth, in turn, leads to a surge in androgen secretion, the very hormones that fuel his magnificent, complex songs. His singing frequency escalates, filling the air with vibrant melodies, a clear signal of his readiness to mate. But as the days inevitably shorten, signaling the approach of autumn, the photoperiod decreases, and the canary's physiological landscape undergoes a dramatic shift. His testes regress, androgen levels plummet, and with them, his singing frequency wanes. The vibrant chorus of spring gives way to a quieter, more subdued presence. And it's not just the frequency of his song that's impacted. The very richness and complexity of his repertoire are also intricately linked to the light. The long photoperiod of spring cultivates a greater, more elaborate song repertoire, while the shorter days of autumn lead to a reduction in its intricacy. This fascinating behavioral transformation in male canaries is directly mirrored by structural changes within their brains. As the photoperiod increases, specific regions associated with song production, the high vocal center, or HVC, and the robust nucleus of the orchestriatum, or RA, demonstrably increase in size. Conversely, as the photoperiod decreases, these critical areas of the brain regress. It's a breathtaking example of how environmental cues, in this case, the simple act of day length changing, can directly sculpt the very architecture and function of an animal's brain, influencing profound behavioral outcomes. So, from the intricate survival strategies of insects to the soaring melodies of birds, photoperiodism emerges as a silent conductor, orchestrating the grand symphony of animal life. It is a fundamental force, a master clock, ensuring that each creature is perfectly attuned to the pulse of our planet, maximizing their chances of survival and passing on the exquisite blueprint of life to the next generation. The elegance of this system, its pervasive reach across diverse species, truly underscores the profound interconnectedness of all life with the cosmic dance of our Earth. And as we now turn our gaze towards mammals, including ourselves, we'll discover that this ancient rhythm continues to beat, albeit sometimes in more subtle and surprising ways. As we journey deeper into the intricate dance of light and shadow, we find that the subtle shifts in day length orchestrate far more than just the blossoming of a flower. This cosmic rhythm extends its reach into the very core of animal life, shaping behaviors, physiologies, and even the fundamental strategies for survival across the animal kingdom. For mammals, the perception of day length, or photoperiod, is a crucial environmental cue registered with exquisite precision deep within their brains. It all begins in a tiny, yet profoundly important, cluster of cells known as the suprachiasmatic nucleus, or SCN. Think of the SCN as the master clock, the central conductor of the body's internal rhythms. This conductor receives its vital information directly from the eyes, not through the visual pathways that allow us to see, but via specialized light-sensitive ganglion cells in the retina. These cells, distinct from those that form images, are solely dedicated to detecting the presence and absence of light, relaying this critical data through a dedicated pathway called the retinohypothalamic tract. This light input, however, isn't just about knowing if it's day or night. It's about discerning the subtle, incremental changes in the length of daylight across the seasons. And this is where a truly remarkable hormone comes into play, melatonin. Produced by the pineal gland, a small endocrine gland nestled deep within the brain, melatonin has earned the moniker of the hormone of darkness. Its production is almost exclusively confined to the hours of night, acting as a direct biochemical signal of darkness to the rest of the body. The duration of this melatonin secretion, how long it flows through the bloodstream each night, is precisely how the body perceives the length of the night and, consequently, the time of year. A long night means more melatonin, signaling winter, while a short night means less, heralding summer. This elegant system allows mammals, particularly those dwelling in the temperate and polar regions of our planet, to exhibit an extraordinary array of seasonal adaptations. These aren't just minor adjustments. They are profound transformations in behavior and physiology, perfectly timed to maximize their chances of survival and reproduction in a world defined by cyclical change. Consider the phenomenon of hibernation, a deep slumber that allows animals to conserve energy during the lean, cold months of winter. The decision to enter this profound state of dormancy isn't a random one. It's meticulously orchestrated by the shortening days and the corresponding increase in nocturnal melatonin. Similarly, the long, arduous journeys of migratory species are often triggered by these same photoperiodic signals, guiding them to more hospitable climes. Perhaps one of the most visually striking examples of photoperiodic adaptation is the seasonal change in coat color. Species like the Arctic fox, the snowshoe hare, or the stoat undergo a remarkable transformation, molting their dark summer fur for a pristine white coat as winter approaches. This isn't just about fashion. It's a matter of life and death, providing crucial camouflage against the snowy backdrop of their environment, allowing them to evade predators or stalk prey unseen. Imagine the intricate cellular and hormonal cascade initiated by the simple shortening of a day, culminating in this complete transformation of an animal's outward appearance. It is a testament to the profound power of light as an environmental sculptor. But what about us Homo sapiens? Are we, too, subject to these ancient rhythms of light and dark? For a long time, the prevailing view was that human seasonality was largely an evolutionary relic, a faint echo of our more primitive ancestors, largely overridden by modern life, artificial light, and climate control. And indeed, compared to the dramatic seasonal shifts seen in other mammals, our responses might seem subtle. Yet, a closer look reveals that we are not entirely immune to the subtle dictates of the photoperiod. Our birth rates, for instance, are not entirely uniform throughout the year. While the peak month of births can vary significantly by latitude, there is an observable seasonality, suggesting that even in humans, reproductive patterns can be subtly influenced by the length of days. However, it's also true that since the Industrial Revolution, With its proliferation of artificial lighting and constant environmental manipulation, the overt seasonality in human birth rates appears to have largely diminished. This highlights a fascinating interplay between our biological inheritance and the technological environments we create. Beyond reproduction, there are other, perhaps less obvious, ways in which our biology might still be attuned to the photoperiod. Our sleep-wake cycles, for example, are intimately linked to the daily light-dark cycle, even if we can disrupt them with electric lights and late-night screen time. The production of our own melatonin, essential for regulating sleep, is, like in other mammals, influenced by the presence or absence of light. Seasonal affective disorder, or SAD, is another compelling example, a condition where individuals experience depressive symptoms primarily during the darker, shorter days of winter, strongly implicating light exposure as a crucial factor in mood regulation. This raises profound questions. How deeply embedded are these photoperiodic responses in our human genome? Even if we can largely override them with technology, are there subtle physiological and psychological impacts that continue to shape our well-being and behavior? Are our modern lives, in their deliberate detachment from natural light cycles, creating new forms of biological dissonance? The journey through the mammalian world, and even into our own human experience, reveals a pervasive truth. Light is not merely illumination. It is information, a profound environmental signal that orchestrates life's most fundamental processes. From the hibernation of a bear to the camouflage of a snowshoe hare, and even to the subtle rhythms within our own bodies, the changing length of day and night continues to exert a powerful, often unseen, influence. But the story of photoperiodism isn't confined to the familiar realms of plants and animals. Scientific inquiry has revealed that this intricate sensitivity to light and dark extends even further into the microscopic and unicellular world, demonstrating the ancient and fundamental nature of this biological phenomenon. Certain fungi, like the well-studied Neurospora crassa, exhibit photoperiodic responses, adjusting their growth and reproductive cycles based on the length of light and darkness. Even single-celled organisms, such as the dinoflagellate Lingulodinium polyedra and the green alga Chlamydomonas reinhardtii, have been shown to display sophisticated photoperiodic behaviors, regulating their cellular processes and even their daily migrations within the water column in response to these celestial cues. This widespread presence of photoperiodism across such diverse branches of the tree of life underscores its evolutionary significance. It points to a deep, shared heritage, a fundamental strategy developed by life on Earth to synchronize its internal rhythms with the predictable, cyclical changes of our planet's journey around the sun. From the grandest redwood to the tiniest alga, from the migrating bird to the hibernating bear, and even within the subtle rhythms of our own biology, the silent rhythm of the Earth's orbit continues to write the symphony of life, one day and one night at a time. It is a testament to the elegant simplicity and profound impact of light as the universal clock, ticking away the seasons and shaping the very fabric of existence. And so, as the cycles of light and dark continue their timeless ballet, we conclude our exploration into the profound world of photoperiodism. From the delicate bloom that senses the approach of spring to the intricate hormonal symphony guiding a mammal through winter, we've seen how deeply life is attuned to Earth's celestial rhythm. It's a reminder of the universe's elegant design, constantly unfolding around and within us. If this journey into the science of seasons resonated with you, please leave a like, share this documentary with others, and consider following Vibing Science for more deep dives into the mysteries of our existence. Tell me, what part of photoperiodism surprised you most? And what cosmic or biological enigma should we unravel next? Until then, keep looking up and keep vibing with science.